People think prison changes everybody the same way. They're wrong. The one thing that will shock most people is that we're humans. We have feelings. We laugh. We cry. We miss our families. And I met some of the smartest, most entrepreneurial, most ingenious people I've known while I was locked up. But that's not the story I'm here to tell. I'm here to tell you what the life really costs because I've lived it. And it's a heavy cost. Believe that. And if my story keeps even one person from making the same mistakes I did, then everything, and I mean everything, every second of this video is worth it. This is the Second Chance Project, Chapter 1, Prison 101. Everything I wish someone had told me before I went to jail. Welcome, y'all. How's everybody? What's up? What's up with everybody? My name is Jose, and welcome to Second Chance Project. I was released from prison just a few days ago, man. Honestly, I'm rebuilding my life from the ground up. No pretending, no bullshitting, no fake, no motivation, no fake motivation, no acting like I have everything figured out, because I don't. You're going to see the good days, the hard days, the victories, the setbacks, and everything in between. This channel isn't here to glorify addiction, gangs, or prison. It's here to tell the truth about where those choices took me, what they cost me, and to show that people really can change. If my story helps one person make a better decision than I did, then this channel has already accomplished its mission. Now let's talk about one of the biggest questions people ask. What's your first day in jail really like? People tell me. Well, let's take it back a little bit. When I was 18 years old and I first walked into Berks County Jail back then, I wasn't scared. Looking back today, I know that sounds strange, but I came from the streets. You know what I mean? I eat, sleep, and dream that shit. Where I grew up, going to jail almost felt like a rite of passage. Like somehow it proved that something. That's how I thought back then. My mindset was completely fucked up. I don't believe that anymore. I know now that there's nothing glamorous about it at all. Nothing worth chasing. When those doors closed behind me, wow, really started setting in. I remember thinking, like, damn, man, I'm really here. Like, this shit real. They took my picture. They had me strip out of my clothes. Everything I owned went into a property bag. Literally, a bag. Then they handed me my jail clothes. Just like that, I was admitted into the county jail. My identity was changed forever. Not because I became a different person, but because I realized how quickly your freedom can disappear. Then they took me to quarantine. And honestly, I didn't know what to expect. That surprised me more than anything. No recreation? What? No walking around? Huh? You're locked in your cell almost the entire time. I didn't shower for the first couple of days. My first phone call didn't happen right away. I had to wait. Everything in jail is hurry up and wait. It's crazy. They tell you hurry up just so you can sit somewhere else and wait. It's fucking insane. That's jail. There's no logic to it. It's like the most unlogical place on the planet. Nobody explains that part. The hardest thing wasn't even being locked in the jail cell. It wasn't realizing nobody cared. The correction officers had a job to do. That jail kept moving, whether I was there or not. Life on outside kept going. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there on my bunk, thinking like, damn, man, what the fuck have I got myself into? What have I done? That first night, I barely slept. That's when reality hits. When the noise dies down, when your thoughts get loud. I remember promising God I'd never come back. A lot of people make that promise, but I knew I never meant it. Unfortunately, not everyone keeps it. When I finally made it into the population, people immediately started asking me one question. Where you from? That's one of the first questions people ask inside. Not because they're trying to be friendly. They're trying to understand who you are and where you fit in. My advice today isn't to learn politics. It's to understand the environment without becoming part of it. Know where you are. Respect people. Pay attention. But do not go looking for trouble. I promise it's not going to end well, because trouble usually finds people who are looking for it. Gangs, politics, and the biggest myths. One of the biggest questions I get asked is, are prison gangs really like the movies? The short answer, yes, sometimes they're worse. Movies can only show you so much in 2 hours. When you live inside those walls day to day, you realize it's a completely different world from experience. Gangs have a lot of influence inside. They influence relationships. They influence movement. They influence who hangs around who. They influence a lot of what goes on. I mean, a lot. That's just the reality. But here's something I want to make very, very clear. I'm not telling you this because I think it's cool. Nah, the opposite. I'm telling you because I want you to understand how quickly your life can get pulled into something bigger than yourself. In the snap of a finger. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they have to join a gang just to survive. That wasn't my advice then. It definitely isn't my advice now. Can you stay out of gang politics? Absolutely. You can stay neutral. A lot of people join because they want protection. Some join because they're lonely. Some join because they want to belong. But belonging comes with a price. And sometimes that price is a lot higher than people realize. One thing I believed when I was younger was that homies loved you. That they always have your back. Looking back today, I don't believe that. Not anymore. What I learned was that a lot of people are looking out for themselves first. And if you're not careful, you end up risking everything for people who wouldn't do the same for you. That's a hard lesson to learn. Trust me. Because it took me 39 years to learn it. One that cost me a years of my life. If someone watching this video is about to go to jail, my advice is simple. Don't chase prison politics. Stay away from the gangs. Don't involve yourself in business that isn't yours. The less drama you're connected to, trust me, the better your chances of making it home. And that's a fact. I mean, literally. I remember watching a guy get seriously hurt over something that probably seemed small to him. He had a habit of looking in people's cells. He walked past. As he walked past, maybe he didn't know. Maybe he was just curious. But in prison, little things can have very, very serious consequences. Watching that happen remind me that inside what seems minor on the outside can quickly turn into violence. That's one of the reasons I tell people to observe their surroundings, respect other people's spaces, and avoid unnecessary conflict wherever possible. How do you survive? People ask me all the time, how do you survive prison? The answer probably isn't what people expect. The first thing I tell anybody is pay attention. Watch, listen, learn the environment before you start talking. Please. There's an old saying, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them that way. Listen more and talk less. When I first got out of a housing unit, I tried to understand how things work. Who's my cellmate? How does this block operate? What are the routines? Not because I wanted to become part of prison politics, but because understanding your environment helps you avoid unnecessary problems. The second thing, be yourself. Don't try to be tougher than you are. Don't pretend you've done things you haven't. People inside can usually tell who's being fake. Respect isn't earned by acting hard. It's earned by being real. That's the third thing. Mind your business. That might be the biggest survival skill there is. Don't touch things that don't belong to you. Don't involve yourself in other people's problems. Don't gossip. Don't create drama. The more attention you bring to yourself, the more problems usually follow. Now let me say something that might surprise people. No fighting isn't always necessary. Sometimes walking away is the smartest thing you can do. There are situations where people feel they had to stand up for themselves. Every situation is different. But if you can avoid violence without putting yourself in greater danger, that's always a better choice. Violence has consequences every single time. Looking back, real quick, before I keep going, I wanted to ask you something. Have you ever had someone you love go to jail or prison, or maybe you're the one getting ready to go? Don't be embarrassed. Drop me a comment below. I read every single comment, and as long as this channel is small enough, I'm going to do my best to answer every single one, personally. If you have a question I didn't answer today, ask it below. It might become the next Prison 101 video. Then go right back into the story. I wish I understood that sooner. Commissary in daily life. People who have never been locked up usually ask, what's commissary? Think of it as a prison store. Usually a place in order once a week, depending on the jail. You might wait anywhere from 4 to 9 days before you get it. If you don't have money, life gets a lot harder. Some places have indigent packages. They provide basic necessities even if you see if you qualify. But you learn very quickly how important even the smallest things become. The first thing I always bought wasn't junk food. It was hygiene, like soap, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, clean socks, you know what I mean, clean underwear. When you lose your freedom, you start appreciating little things you never thought about before. A typical day: wake up early, count. Breakfast, count again. Lunch, another count. Dinner, usually way earlier than most people eat outside. It's crazy. By 8 or 9 at night, you're hungry again. Especially if you don't have a commissary. Then there's recreation. Sometimes you're in the day room. Sometimes you get yard. Sometimes the whole place gets locked down because a fight, a search, another security issue. It's just crazy. You never know what it's going to be. You learn pretty quickly that your schedule isn't yours anymore. Someone else decides when you eat. when you move, when you shower, when you sleep, that's one of the hardest adjustments. The food. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's rough. Most people eat because they're hungry. They don't got a choice, you feel me? Not because they enjoy it. That's why commissary becomes important. But here's the thing that surprised me the most. Despite everything, and I mean everything, I met some incredible people in there. People who were talented, creative, intelligent, people who build things out of almost nothing, people with business minds, people with skills that amaze me. It's like, wow, it reminded me that people are more complicated than their mistakes that brought them there. I mean, trust me, you'd be amazed. That's something I hope people watching this never forget. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ingenious people in there. Real trap. So I don't ever want nobody to forget that, man. Life ain't easy. Life is real, though. And, I'm just so happy, man. I've been home since Thursday, basically. You know what I mean? 4 days sober, baby. Let me see. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 days sober, baby. What you say about that? What you say about that? You know what I mean? That shit got me real proud. I went and got my Suboxone yesterday. You know what I mean? Yesterday was my 48 hours. I dropped that little video real quick. I could have did more. I probably dropped 1 or 2 a day to begin with. You know what I mean? Because I want to document my journey with y'all. I want y'all to see everything that I've been going through. You know what I mean? How I started from the first day I got out to a year from now, 2 years from now. I want to document my journey with y'all. And I want y'all to hold me accountable. You know what I'm saying? So if you like what you're hearing, you know what I mean? If you could get down with this, if you think you could learn something, you know what I mean, from all my experiences, you know, tune in. Get ready for next week. Subscribe down below just so you make sure you know you get the video when I drop it. And I might do something a little live or something. Drop some reels here and there. You know what I mean? And just go in. Just go in from there, man. And I know I could do better. I know I could be better, man. And if you out there and you think that you're your worst mistake, you're not, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I could do it, you could do it. You know what I'm saying? If this didn't kill me, it only made me stronger. And through the Lord Jesus Christ from Nazareth, anything is possible. You hear me? And I don't want to be all preachy and all that because I know, you know, people don't really get into all that. You know what I'm saying? But I always got to shout out my God. You know what I mean? Because without him, I wouldn't be here today. Real shit. I don't even know how I was alive. Like, this shit real, man. I weighed 117 pounds when I went to the counter. You hear me? I got booked in November. I weighed 117 pounds. This shit's diabolical. Alright, y'all, man. I want y'all to join me on this journey, man. Thank you. See y'all later.